Today, we are going to talk about the most natural ways to make your garden grow better, and that is composting. So we want to show you a simple way how you can compost your leftovers that would normally go into the landfill. But before we get more into how to set up your own compost pile in the garden, we want to talk a little about what compost is and how it works. Compost is food, plant, and organic waste that has decomposed. This natural process of recycling organic materials produces soil rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium that many gardeners refer to as black gold. While compost makes a great fertilizer, it's also a great way to recycle waste that would otherwise end up in a landfill. So, how does composting happen? Composting is a biological process. Organic materials are broken down or consumed by microorganisms with the help of oxygen, transforming what used to be waste into dark, humus-rich materials that gardens love. Aerobic biodegradation, the official name of the process that makes compost, occurs when microbes have access to oxygen. It is also the fastest way to break down any organic material into its basic elements by living organisms. So, what are the benefits of composting? As mentioned before, composting is recycling waste that would otherwise be taken to a landfill. Don't waste your waste when you have the opportunity to make beautiful compost that will improve soil health in your garden. Compost is also a fantastic natural fertilizer and can be used in the garden or even on your lawn as a top dressing. You want to learn how to make your own compost pile at home? Let's get started. For your compost pile, you need green materials such as fruit and vegetables, kitchen scraps, grass clippings, coffee grounds, and green yard waste. This will be your source of nitrogen. You also need brown materials such as newspapers, cardboard, sawdust, straw, and dried leaves, which will be your source of carbon. Active microorganisms need a moist environment. If conditions are too dry, the decomposition rate will slow down. Your compost should be moist, not soaked. Oxygen plays an important part as well. The bacteria that breaks down leaves, grass clippings, and other yard waste into compost need air to survive, just like we do. This is why too much water will slow down decomposition in the same way as too little. Here's a list of things you should not compost. This includes meat, fish, eggs and dairy products, fat, oils, animal waste, and anything treated with pesticides or chemicals. The reason why it's not recommended to compost animal waste in a backyard pile is because these materials release compounds and pathogens that require high temperatures to break down. This can be achieved in very large compost piles, but it's not very typical for backyard piles. To build your compost pile, you would try to use around 50% of green material and 50% of brown material. However, don't get too caught up on having the exact ratio. Your materials will still break down even if there's a slight imbalance. The first step is to layer your brown and green material. After that, mix all the layers together. And don't forget to add water once in a while. You want to moisten the mix, but do not soak it. Repeat those steps over and over again until your compost is ready to use. Usually, it will take around 8 to 12 weeks for your pile to fully compost. You will want to turn or mix your pile regularly. You will notice that your compost pile may steam. This is because all the microbial activity in the pile gives up heat and causes the heap to rise in temperature, reaching as much as 150 degrees Fahrenheit. This is part of the process of decomposition and necessary to create healthy compost because it kills off the most dangerous types of pathogens we wouldn't want to put into our garden soil.